If you hear professors referring to either D2L or Courselink, they're very likely referring to exactly the same thing. Courselink is a package that's offered by a company called D2L, or Desire to Learn. And basically what Courselink is a meaningful way of interacting with course material online through the University of Guelph website. So let me show you how all of that can work and how you can use it to your advantage. You can access Courselink through the main page of the University of Guelph, so uoguelph.ca. And this blue bar here contains all of the important tools that you might use throughout your academic career here, including GriffMail and WebAdvisor. And of course, Courselink. So let's just go and select Courselink here. And it's really this big orange button on the right-hand side that brings you into the Courselink site. If you're already signed in, which means you already have an account, then it will take you directly to it. If you press log in, we'll go directly to Courselink if you're logged in already. If you're not, you'll get a page at the beginning asking you to put in your username as well as your password. You're going to have all of the courses here listed on the left-hand side, and those are the courses in which you are registered for this semester. And we'll just scroll down and we'll pick, see, these are some of the courses that I have to take, but let's just pick one here that I've offered in the past. So Biology 1070 in the winter 2014 offering. We'll select that. And I'm just going to switch my profile to a student profile because I've got an instructor profile listed right here. So let me just switch it over, and then you'll be able to see the view that you would have access to if you were enrolled in this course. So here on the course home page, so course home, we've got the news, and the news is where you want to go to check to see whether there have been any changes in the course schedule, whether or not grades have been posted. If there's an assignment due, usually instructors will post something related to that. And what you can see here is that we've posted a message talking about the IDP, which is the interdisciplinary project, and so where you need to go in order to present your poster, and some of the schedules and the dates that are required. You want to check the news regularly to make sure that you're not missing any important information. The next place that has very important information is the content. So just across this gray menu bar, you can see the second option is content. And so we'll just click that. 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to find an extremely important document related to the content of the course, which would be the course outline. So if we just go to below the table of contents, you can see the very first option here is the course outline. So let's click on that. And I'll do another tutorial a little bit later about how to interpret and how to access these outlines and what important information you can find. But there it is. There's the document right there. We also have content related to preparing for each lecture, and so we require in 1070 that students access this content prior to coming to the lecture so that we don't have to repeat anything in the lecture, and we can get on to some hands-on activities when we're all together. You can go through each of these documents individually by coming back to this menu that's on the right-hand side and selecting each document, or you can click on the very first one, like I'll do now, and then scroll through using these arrow keys on the right-hand side in order to be able to read all of the documents related to that particular content line item. We'll go back to content. So you want to make sure that you're checking these contents fairly regularly because things could be posted throughout the semester, not just right at the beginning. Another important area would be the discussion board. Here it's the third item in the gray bar starting from the left-hand side. We'll click that. We've posted, for example, the class notes related to each lecture, either before or after the lecture, that you can download and then bring to class or use as a study guide. We also have a help section where students can ask questions of each other as well as of the teaching assistants and the instructor. We have things like help with course content and material, also help with quizzes. You can ask certain questions, and we've organized it into different topics so that students can consult the discussion board to see whether or not a similar question has been answered already. We also do have some general topics where students can discuss some of the readings and some of the things that they find when they're doing their literature reviews. We have a section for frequently asked questions here in the gray menu bar. We teach over 1,200 students in this course throughout the year, and so we recognize that there are some very overlapping questions that come to us. We've kept a list, and we've just made a little menu feature here that answers some of these questions. All of these features may not be available for every single course because each course is able to customize their Courselink site, but this represents sort of an example of what might be available. Maybe one of the most important places to you is where you can find your grades associated with your performance throughout the course, and that's here in the gray menu bar, grades. We'll select that. And this is what you might find. You'll see that with our course 1070, there are quite a few graded assignments and quizzes, as well as 2 exams and an interdisciplinary project. These are posted right at the beginning, so you'll know what to expect, and the idea is that throughout the semester, hopefully, you'll be able to see all of these filling up with different grades. Now, you can tell that I'm a terrible student. I didn't do very well at all. If I had, though, you would see that these would have some kind of grade associated with each of these items, so you can keep track. You can also, if it's made available to you by the instructors, you can also take a look at the course statistics. This is this little bar graph here. Then you can click on it and it will pop up and tell you generally what the average of the entire class was. So the class did very well on this particular group of assignments. And it'll give you a distribution as well. And based on my performance, it looks like I fall right here where this little blue bar is, down at 0. We've posted the quizzes here, so you can do your online quizzes, either true, false, multiple choice, short answer type of questions. So you just click on each of the quizzes and it will bring it up, and it will also indicate the date that you're allowed to access these quizzes. We've also posted here in the gray menu bar our course schedule. There's a lot going on with our course, and so we like to make sure that students are able to follow all of the different requirements and expectations. So we have a week-by-week schedule. Again, this may not be available for each of your courses, but certainly if it is, it would make sense to post this either as a separate menu item or maybe even in the content section with the course outline. So we'll just close that. And then the Dropbox. The Dropbox is where you can upload files for assessment either by your instructor or by the TAs. We've been going sort of more and more paperless every single year, so the Dropbox is becoming a more popular feature. What you'll have is a list of all of the things that you can submit online through Courselink. You can access your score if it's been evaluated already, and you really want to focus here on this submissions part of the table, just to make sure that when you upload a file, it changes from a 0 to 1, for example, or 2, depending upon the number of files that you're expected to submit. So we can just go to Concept Map Assignment, the very first assignment that needs to be submitted by Dropbox. And this is what it's going to look like. You can have some information about the assignment, including the format of the files that are acceptable, the date that it's due, and we've posted here the marking rubric so you can double check to make sure that you've met the expectations. But the most important part is the Submit Files area right here, and you want to make sure that this is where you add the file that you'll be submitting. So we'll just go to Add a File. You can do it in two ways, either by clicking Upload, which will open up a menu, and we can just kind of randomly select something, maybe a resume that I received from a student looking for a volunteer position, or you can drag and drop it directly into this particular box, and then we can add it here. And then if you need to add any comments, you can add comments down here in this little section, and just make sure that you click Submit. So there we go. We want to go down to Done, and then double check to make sure here that Submissions now includes one document, the document that I uploaded. And that's a way of checking to make sure that the Courselink site has received your submission. So just make sure that that number changes depending upon the number of documents that you submit. And then we'll go back to the course home. And all of your courses are also available in this top menu bar. If you just click here, the little arrow will bring all of the courses that you're enrolled in to your attention, and you can go from course to course this way. If you've been here for 4 years, obviously you'll have a much longer list and you may have to load more courses into this scroll menu, or you can search for the course here in the search bar. Also, you can get a number of notifications depending upon whether you've received an email or there are any new posts or discussion posts to highlight them so that you can go and check them out and not miss anything. So that's pretty much it related to Courselink. Of course, if you have any specific questions or you need some help, there are a number of resources that are available on the University of Guelph homepage.